So I wanted to start with a little metta meditation today, kind of a mini metta meditation. So if you're comfortable being in a seated position, you can take that comfortable seat, because we'll be sitting in a seated position when we're finished with the meditation too. And if you'd like to use the music, you can start the first song. It's just some bowls like I usually use, so that shouldn't interfere with you. So take a comfortable position, maybe something under your hips, if you like. And like I said, it's just going to be a little mini metta. The idea of the metta meditation is really to offer up a true wish for happiness and well-being, both to ourselves and to others. So just start with some breaths. Feeling where the breath comes in. Finding your awareness here with yourselves. And then bring the mind to focus on yourself. Maybe picture your face. Picture your center. Feel whatever feels like your center. And then repeat to yourself, may I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live at ease. And then bring to mind someone that you care very deeply about. See if you can picture that person in your mind. See if you can have a feeling for that person. And then offer up these phrases for that person. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. Your mind begins to wander, just bring it back to the loving kindness for yourself, for that person. And then bring to mind someone who maybe you have some challenges with, someone you put up some barriers against, perhaps. Picture that person and offer up to that person, may you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you live at ease. And then expand your awareness to all people. Expand your awareness to people you know but don't come in contact with often. People you don't know. maybe people you feel kind of ambivalent about, and include yourself in this. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all be safe. May we all live at ease. Just sit with those feelings of loving kindness offered up to yourself, to those you love, to those you have challenges with, and to everyone else. Just take a few more breaths here. Begin to deepen your breath. And then if you like, you can open your eyes. Staying in that seated position, we're going to come into a half straddle. You can keep your hips up on a pillow or bolster or something if you like, just to tip your pelvis forward a little bit. And extend out your right leg long, kind of at a diagonal. And your left foot can be wherever it feels comfortable. You might want to have it on the inside of your right thigh, or you can maybe put your foot under your thigh to support it a little bit. And some options here could be to have a block or a pillow or bolster under your right knee. If that feels more comfortable, it can be lower, whatever feels good. And start real tall. A couple real cleansing breaths. And then we're going to just fold forward over that extended right leg, real gently. Be aware of how your back is feeling. You might want to keep your back straight, or you may want to curve your back, but don't force this forward fold. Just real gently fold down towards your knee. You may want to put your hands on the outside of that right leg if you want to feel a little bit more stretch in the left side of your body. Remember your breaths, remember to breathe. Feel the breath going into the back of your body, maybe into the side if you're increasing that stretch on the left side of your body. We have about another minute here, so if you would like to modify your posture by increasing the intensity or decreasing it, you can make any changes that would feel good here. Maybe as you breathe, you are able to come into a little bit more of a fold. Or maybe you feel like you'd like to come out of that fold or add a prop, if you like. About 5 more breaths here. And real slowly start to walk your hands towards your body, raising up your torso. Maybe bring your legs into a cross position or a sukhasana. Start up real straight. We're just going to go into a gentle twist to the left. So bringing your right hand to your left knee, supporting yourself at in back of your hip. Just take a deep breath. And on the exhale, come into that twist, looking over your left shoulder. You feel that you want to increase that, take another deep breath, sit up tall. And on the exhale, maybe increase the stretch a little bit. And then coming out of that twist, come back to center. Let's go into a butterfly before we go to the other side. So bring the soles of your feet together. Options for this, for support in this, could be blocks under your knees, or you could put blocks or pillows up high under your thighs, the top of your thighs, near your hips. Anything that will allow you to just surrender into this pose. And notice where you have your feet. Your feet can be close to your body or further away. Start tall. And then fold forward towards your feet. Just a real gentle forward fold, not forcing it. Just letting gravity hold your body. Notice the breath going into the back of the body. As your lungs expand, rib cage expands. Another handful of breaths here, maybe 5 or 6 breaths. And then slowly bringing yourself upright. Deep breaths. And then let's come into that half straddle on the other side. So you extend your left leg out and bring your right foot in to your left thigh. Turn your body towards that extended leg. And when you feel ready, starting tall, when you feel ready, start to fold down over that left leg. Just let the gravity pull you down, no forcing. Remember the props that might feel good under your knee, if that would be helpful for you. Another 5 to 7 breaths here. And then bringing yourself out of this forward fold, lift up your body. And let's come into that twist on the other side. So you cross your legs, bring your left hand to your right knee. Take a deep breath to lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, come into that twist. Take another breath to make your spine long and then sink down into the twist. Maybe it goes a little deeper, maybe not. And 2 more breaths. And come on, out of the twist, come back to center. Maybe wiggle around a little bit. Move neck. And then we're going to come into a down dog just by transition, way of transition to go into a pigeon or swan. So bring yourself into a down dog. Might want to hang out here for a little bit, maybe pedal your feet. Feel the stretching in through your calves, hamstrings, get some traction in your back. That feels like it would be helpful for you this morning. And then starting on your right side, bring your right leg back behind you and then bring it forward into a swan. So your right knee comes up towards the front of your mat. You can position your shin in whatever way feels comfortable. Some people really like to focus on it being parallel to the top of the mat. I'm more comfortable with my leg bent. A couple options here could be, as you're starting tall, you could use a block or a pillow under your right hip for support if that would feel comfortable. And then starting tall, take a couple breaths here, and then we're going to fold forward over that right knee in whatever position will feel comfortable for you. So also, if you're having some problems with your knee, you may want to really adjust that the bend in your knee. And then just fall forward. You can come down onto your forearms. You could use a support like a block or a pillow under your head. You could rest your hands, stack your palms together and rest your head on top of that. These hip openers are good if you've been sitting a lot, and I think in the cold, a lot of us, I know I am, spending a lot of time sitting and reading, doing things like that to stay out of the cold. Generally, I think hip openers are wonderful poses anyhow. Feel your breath going into the back of your body. Feel your ribs expanding. We have about another minute here, so make any adjustments that would feel good to you. Maybe coming up out of the forward fold if you like, maybe going deeper into it or adjusting your legs. Have about 5 more breaths. Slow and deep. after the next breath, start to walk your hands up so your body is upright again. And come on into a downward dog again before we go to the other side. So just push yourself up. Head on your legs if it feels good. Take some time here. Or just have stillness and make this be an inversion where your head is just hanging heavy. When you feel ready, come into a swan on the other side. So bring your left leg back, stretch it out a little bit, and then bring that forward, the left knee towards the top of the mat. Use whatever support you want under the left hip, if you want one. And then start with your spine tall. And then when you feel ready, you can just fall forward over that left knee. Kitty. About 5 more breaths. And then lifting yourself up to come out of the pigeon. You can lengthen your spine, maybe move it around a little bit, but eventually we're going to just be pushing back into a child's pose. So your knees can be wide if you like, or close together. You might want to make this a really comfortable pose by having a bolster underneath you. Maybe even build it up with a bolster and pillow, or a bolster with some blocks underneath to lift it up closer to you. And just sink down into this. If your head's resting on the floor or on a bolster or a block, you can roll your head around a little bit. Notice the position of your arms. What do you want to do with your shoulders? So maybe if you extend your arms out long and feel that stretch in the shoulder, that would feel good. Or you could bring your arms behind you. Just kind of experiment with what feels good to you right now in your upper body. If your head is on the side, I'll remind you when we're about halfway finished, and you can turn it to the other side. We have about another minute and a half here, so if you'd like to switch the position of your head to the other side, go ahead and do that. Try to keep the awareness on the breath. Feel where the breath's coming into your body. Feel your back and your rib cage expanding. Got another 5 breaths. After the next breath, bring yourself gently up. We're going to be coming into a tabletop, but take your time doing that. So you want to move any props out of the way. Move real mindfully and slowly. Notice where you're placing your hands, so you feel sturdy and balanced. And then take some cat-cows. So dipping your chin down towards your chest, tucking your hips, rounding your back, and then raising your chin, lifting your hips, and arching your back. Actually, I may have gotten that opposite. Back goes up and down. You get the idea. Be like a cat and be like a cow, whichever way they go. Maybe move around your hips a little bit. You might want to look over one shoulder or the other. Get some movement in your side, the lateral side of your body. A couple more rounds of whatever you're doing. And when you feel ready, we're going to come down onto our backs. And you can start with a big stretch here, either a starfish, expanding your arms and legs out, taking up a lot of room. Maybe reaching your hands above your head, stretching out your toes, making some circles with your ankles. And then coming into a banana pose on the right. So when you feel ready for that stretching, you can move your legs to the right, and then when they feel in a good position, move your body, the top part of your body over to the right. You can either cactus your arms, or you could grab opposite elbows. You want to be in a posture that's allowing you to feel stretch in the left side of your body, but you're not kinking your waist on the right side. Maybe cross one foot over the other, one ankle over the other. You're crossing your left ankle over your right ankle, you'll feel a little bit more intense stretch in the outside of your hip, and that may feel good to you. Breathe into this banana pose for about 5 more breaths on this side. And then real slowly, when you're ready, uncross your legs if they're crossed. And just real gently and slowly move your body to the other side. You want to stop in the middle for a few breaths, just to center yourself. Do that. And then eventually, whenever your body feels like it's time, you can move it to the left side. So your legs come over, maybe your ankles cross. Maybe you just stay right like that, or if you want to move your torso over, go ahead and do that so that you have that nice curved crescent with your body. Idea is to feel the stretch in the right side, either the outside of your right hip, or if your torso is moved over to the left, up into the right side of your trunk as well. If your mind is wandering to a to-do list or to other things outside of where you are right now, just try to gently bring it back. Focus on your breath. Let this be the time that you are spending just in your own self. Or I guess with whatever thoughts and frame of mind feel good and nourishing for you right now. About 5 more breaths. And then bring yourself back to center, coming out of this banana pose. You rest here for a couple breaths, or maybe you'd like to send your legs up, so you're doing a legs up the wall kind of thing, with the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. Move around your ankles, wiggle around a little bit. And then eventually we're going to come to some stillness and then hug the knees in towards the chest. Rolling up and down a little bit. And then extending the left leg down, or putting the sole of your left foot on the floor, whatever would feel comfortable protecting your back. We're going to come to a half happy baby with the right leg. So just grab the outside of your right foot or your shin, whatever position is feeling good to you, and bring your knee up towards your right armpit. Thinking about the sole of your feet up toward the wall, or just some kind of a bend so that you're opening that hip. Maybe have some movement in it. Just move it in whatever way would feel good to have some flexibility in your hip. You could move your knee back and forth if you like, or just hold some stillness. About 4 more breaths here. And then after that last breath, maybe bend your left knee with the sole on the floor if it's not there, and come on into a figure 4, crossing your right ankle over your left knee. And you can keep it right here if you like. You push away your right knee to open up the front of your hip a little bit. Or if you like, you can grab behind your thigh and draw your left knee in towards you. Make some circles with your left ankle while it's up there in the air. 5 more breaths. And we'll come into a twist over towards the left. So keeping your feet, your legs right where they are. You can twist to your left to bring the sole of your your right foot towards the floor on the left side of the body. So you could use some props here if you like. Props can be underneath your foot if you want to raise the floor up towards you. Watch how your shoulders are on the floor. See if you can have both of your shoulders down to, you might want to scoot your top of your body over a little bit in order to do that. And also watch how you're positioning your hands and your neck. So you don't want any pinching in your neck. If you are feeling pinching, then you might want to adjust the position of your arms. But you want to feel this stretch in the right side of the body. Notice the position of your neck too. If you want to have a little stretching in your neck, you may look to the right side. Just keep it at center. About 7 more breaths in this twist. And then coming out of the twist, coming back to center. Just rest here. Bring your soles of your feet down to the floor. If you want to extend your legs out, just feel the effects of that twist. Notice where you're feeling a release. You may want to take some stretches here. Might even want to come into a bridge pose. Either keeping some stillness in a bridge or doing some active bridges where you bring your back up using your back and core muscles and then release them down and then up again. Maybe exhale as you lower, inhale as you raise up into a bridge. About 3 more of these if you're doing an active bridge. And then after that last one, come into that half happy baby on the left side. So do whatever you want to do with that right leg, either keeping it long or keeping it bent to protect your back. Bringing your knee up towards your left armpit, raising your foot up towards the ceiling. Starting out in that position, but then you can move it around in whatever way feels good to open up the hip, get some flexibility there. About 5 more breaths. Slow breath in, deep breath out. And after that last breath, bring your right foot up with the sole of your foot on the floor, and then cross your left ankle over your right knee for figure 4. And here, if you want to open up your hip a little bit, you can push your left knee away. And then at some point, you might want to reach behind your right thigh, bring your knee in, make some circles with your foot, perhaps. Bringing your knee in, you may notice the stretch in the back of your leg and your hamstrings. When you feel ready, we're going to go into a twist on the right side. So you'll drop your left foot over so the sole of the foot's on the outside of the right side of your hip on the floor. Adjust your body in whatever way feels good, and try to focus on your shoulders being both on the ground. Maybe scoot your torso around a little bit in order to do that. Position your hands in a good way. Just breathe into this last posture before the final resting pose. About another 7 or 8 breaths here. So if you want to make any adjustments, now would be a good time to do it. 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready, come out of this twist. Make whatever final movements you want to make with your body. Maybe you want to do another couple bridge poses or move your legs back and forth, windshield wipering your knees. And then when you feel ready, come into a nice relaxing Shavasana. Extending your legs down, maybe put a blanket over you for some warmth. You may want a bolster or pillow under your knees. Or if your back doesn't feel good with your legs down, you could come into a constructive rest with your knees together, your feet on the towards the outsides of your mat. Just something to let you take in all of these postures. You might even decide that you want to do another Metta meditation. Maybe this time just for yourself. Maybe for somebody else. Maybe happy. Maybe healthy. Maybe safe. May you live at ease. Very gently start to awaken your body. Small movements with your hands and feet. Maybe roll your head back and forth a little bit. And on your way up to a seated position, you might want to turn onto one side or the other and just rest there for a few breaths. And eventually bringing yourself up to a seated position. Unless you have time and you just want to stay down, it's fine too. Bring your hands together at heart center in prayer, or stack your hands on the heart. I just want to leave you with a reading from the Yoga Sutras. It's Yoga Sutra 1.33. And it is by cultivating attitudes of friendliness toward the happy, compassion for the unhappy, delight in the virtuous, and disregard towards the wicked, the mind retains its undisturbed calmness. The light in me recognizes the light in each of you. Namaste.